First, I'm going to share my outfit deets. Work, motherhood, and wardrobe. So we are always going to cover the wardrobe. As a mompreneur, entrepreneur, you always want to look good. I mean, you always want to look good at whatever level you are able to budget and afford. Just because your budget may be at a certain place, because we have goals, and we understand that when we have goals, sometimes, you know, we have to exercise some discipline, even though we love to shop. So I'll always share my outfit deets with you because I want to be a resource for you, for even your wardrobe. So this jacket is from Zara. This is actually my first jacket, and I was on the fence about the jacket because you know, I'm close to 40, and you know, I like to look good, but I'm like, is this too much of a trend? So the jacket has been out for what, 2 years now. I'm finally hopping on. So this is my jacket, and it's perfect for this snowy day. I have on a like turtleneck sleeveless sweater thing, and this hat that was actually, I got it from my uncle after his death, and he was just a great man, and actually one of the first people who taught me about entrepreneurship. So this hat is fitting, and I don't wear hats often, but this was perfect for today because it's snowing. I have on a blue denim stretch jean. I'll pop the picture up so you guys can see the complete look, and a platform boot. My entire outfit came from Gap and Zara. I think this jacket was like $30, sweater same. They were both on sale. The denim I got from the Gap outlet, $30, and I think boots, I paid like $50 for the boots from Zara. I'm not big on Zara shoes, I will say, because they're not often comfortable. And I am telling you this because I don't want you to go buy these boots and you're like, she told me to get these boots and they're not comfy. No, they are good for, I mean, I had them on in my daughter's volleyball tournament today, and it was about a good 7 hours. So they're pretty comfy. They're a pretty good shoe. And again, this boot is kind of like trending right now, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend like a whole bunch of money or invest a whole bunch of money in like a designer version, but the Zara version definitely works. So take a look at the picture, follow me on Like to Know It, and you can shop the links directly, and that's my outfit. So number one, the first thing to consider before starting a business is know what you are getting into. This is no game. You know, you may feel like, well, going to work every day is no game. Reporting to a supervisor every day is no game. I mean, even if you are operating in a high level job, no matter what kind of job, you could be a barista or the CEO of a company. You could feel like that is no game. And it definitely is. It's not to slight or minimize anyone. But I feel like oftentimes we, especially in this day and age when a lot of people have businesses, there are a lot of influencers, there are a lot of people who have e-commerce businesses, there are so many women, moms in business, and oftentimes we can think it's easy. We can think, well, I want to wake up every day, decide what I want to do, wear luxury, have a nanny, you know, just live this life that's easy and be able to say that I'm a boss. And it is anything but that. There's a lot of hard work and grit that goes into working for yourself and working for yourself with a family. But the great thing I believe about us as moms is that we are queen of the like strategizing, multitasking, organizing, getting things together, doing things well, and taking care of people. So don't feel like because you've never owned a business or operated a business that you cannot do this, but be well aware of what it's going to take going into it, because the truth of the matter is it may not be for you. You may be the next CEO of your company or the current CEO of your company, and that may be the thing for you right now. I am not trying to discourage you. I am not saying like this is for an elite group of moms like me, by no means, because there have been many days where I was like, should I just go get a job? More financial security. I'll be able to send my kids to a babysitter. My time will be more structured, you know. So by no means am I implying that everyone isn't able to do this, because I'm actually of the other thought. school of thought, if you will. I actually believe that everyone can run a business. I don't know if everyone is willing to do what it takes to run a business. So the first thing I would definitely say is know what you are getting into. Be prepared to grind with grit. Know that this is not going to be easy. Know that things will be challenging. And as long as that is at the forefront of your mind, along with the fact that you can do it, then piece of cake. But don't go in blind. Go in knowing that this is going to be a fight, but it's one that you can win. The second thing you're going to need to consider is what's in your hand. Like, what do you want to do? I think oftentimes, there are a lot of times where people are like, oh, I want to start a business. What kind of business? There are so many types of businesses. You would not believe the number of services and materials and like just the businesses that I've learned about in my time of entrepreneurship and talking and connecting with people. There are so many businesses. Some people kind of like fall into certain niche markets because, you know, of connections or experience or what have you, and others take their passion, and their talents, and they form that into a business. So I would do a self-assessment to say like, okay, what do I do well? What do I enjoy doing? Oftentimes people ask the question, or they recommend you asking yourself the question, what could I do and not get paid? Like, what could I do and just do it for free? And I think as it relates to business, that's like a silly question, because you're considering going into business. You're considering work. So that inherently involves some sort of exchange. We're not talking about, you know, well, what hobby could you do every day? We're not talking about like what philanthropic effort could you get into and just wake up and do that every day. No, we're talking about business. So it should be something that you are willing to do consistently and work hard at for money. So again, the best way I think to go about this is to think about, what do you enjoy? What are you willing to work hard at? What skills do you have that you can capitalize on? You know, some people can innately like create things, or, you know, plan events, or, you know, like you're just the best cook. It doesn't have to be service-based. I'm just throwing those things out there. But like, what do you have in your hand and in your brain? Like, what can you put your brain into, and what are you willing to work hard at that can produce an income or can cause some monetary increase for you? The third thing you should consider is who can help you with this business, whether that's a partnership, some mentoring, some advice. Like, who are the people around you that can help you take this business to where it needs to be? So my current business, or my biggest venture right now, is the brick and mortar salon that I own in partnership with my cousin. And I think that partnerships are a great thing. And let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do a video about partnerships in general. But my cousin and I have a great partnership. And I think partnerships can be great for mompreneurs because you can pool your resources, your money, your time, your talents. But if this is, so that's just something to consider. But if this is a solo venture and you don't, you know, want a partner or know anyone who will be interested in partnering with you, that's fine too. But identify people around you who are somehow maybe connected in the industry, somebody who can connect you with somebody who is doing this thing. Say you want to be like a wardrobe stylist. Who do you know that like works in the entertainment industry or does a lot of photo shoots, or, you know, is somehow connected? And again, we're not asking for handouts. This is not about who can like give you something necessarily. It's just about examining the people in your immediate circle, and maybe 2 or 3 circles removed, if you will, that can help you or can guide you, or maybe the next person or people along your path as you pursue this business endeavor. The fourth thing you want to consider is this business doable? We have all types of endeavors and creative imaginations. I mean, if you are truly an entrepreneur, you probably have 50 million ideas a day, but all of them won't be good ideas. That doesn't mean that all of them are bad. And then some of the good ideas won't be great ideas. So as you're pondering what type of business you want to open, think like we want to hone in on the great ideas, and then we want to kind of pin those down and see like, okay, how good of a business option is this? This may take a tiny bit of research, but it could just be like sitting and pondering and kind of thinking things through and looking at the climate of whatever market you want to tap into. So I had a mompreneur call me one day and they said, I just came back from this place and this major city, and I visited this type of business in this major city. Say it's a boutique. And they're like, I really want to open one of those because there's nothing like that here. And when they said it, I was just like, there are thousands of that here where we live. It was almost like, and maybe I was more aware because I'm in the specific industry that she wanted to tap into. And it wasn't there, trust me, it wasn't going to be a competing business venture, but even if it was, I never try to discourage anyone from pursuing their dream or a good business idea. But what she wanted to pursue, if she was going to pursue it based on the fact that she thought there was nothing here, that would have been the wrong motivation. And I explained that to her, like, if you want to open one because this is your passion and this is what you want to do, and you want to encourage, like you want to see your vision come to life, then do it. But by no means, please don't do it because you think there's a scarcity of that offering here. And because you'll begin to think that like, hey, I'm the first one, or I have this great business that no one else offers, and that is going to have the floodgates open and clients come in. You'll be sadly mistaken because there are a ton of those businesses here. And if you still want to operate knowing that that market is heavily flooded or tapped into in this area, you just have to go into it with a different mindset. I own a hair salon. There are about 50 hair salons within like a 5 to 10 mile radius of where we are. So I'm not saying that if a market is saturated that you can't tap into it, but when I was researching and when we were thinking about opening the salon, I had to go in with the mind like, what's going to set me apart from these other 49 hair salons. So if you're going to pursue a business that's saturated, you have to go in like, what's going to set me apart? What's going to make me different? You can't go in blind. So that's number 4. Know what's like the viability of this kind of business. Like, is this design, is this creative idea, is this brick and mortar, is this a feasible business model? And if it is, like, how is this going to play out? The last thing you should consider, or the last thing you should consider for the purpose of this video, because there will be many considerations, and let me know if you would like for me to share more. Drop it in the comments. You can also drop any recommendations. I will give you guys advice or just share my experience and some tools I've picked up along the way on anything that I am qualified to speak to. And if I'm not qualified to speak to it, I'll try my best to find the person that I believe is qualified to do so. But the last thing you need to consider for the sake of this video is your timing. I think that sometimes we allow time to push us into decisions, and we allow time to make decisions for us when we really need to be assessing, like, is this the season in which I need to do this? So that is something that I won't be able to tell you. Nobody, maybe except for your family, will be able to really tell you, like, and they may not even be right, but that's kind of like an internal decision that you're going to have to make with the consideration of those in your household. Like, is this the time that I need to be pursuing this? You may have some financial goals that require you to be stable in your current salary, or for you to keep your current source of income. You may be a stay-at-home mom and be thinking about starting a business, so income isn't necessarily a factor, but is this the right season for your household for you to be pursuing this venture? And you can, and even if you decide to start, like maybe this is the season where you're like to do research about the business, or you're supposed to kind of read up on things, and kind of, you have to assess if this is the time, this season for you to invest in this project, and to what degree you should invest in the topic, in this project. Timing is going to be everything, in the sense that if you kind of just haul off and do it, and things don't begin to work out, it may be because you started prematurely. And I know that oftentimes, especially as moms in the Instagram age, you know, you can feel like you are behind, and to some degree, you know, honestly, you may be, in the sense that this could be something you were supposed to start 3 years ago. In that case, this now may be the time. But this could also be something that you are supposed to just begin, like this is the tip of the iceberg, and maybe you'll start the actual business, you know, 2 years from now. But decide on what the appropriate timing is for you, so that you can pace yourself appropriately. So that is it for today, guys. I'm sure you can hear the salt trucks outside of my hotel window. We are on day 2 of my daughter's volleyball tournament. And as mompreneurs do while we are on the road at this tournament, I took pause to make this video because I believe that it is going to add to your mompreneur life. You can drop any questions or comments in the comment section. You can also email me at themompreneurdaily@gmail.com, and you can follow me on Instagram at Nikki Monty. That's all for now. I'll see you guys next time. For deets on my makeup, check out my Like to Know It page at Nikki Monty. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share.